Let's get this 500 off right, boy!
We'll come home and win the Daytona 500!
Eric Monaco is gonna win at Pocono for the Subway 100.
Jake Galloway will win at Darlington in the Powerade Truck Series.
Coming off the corner, it's going to be Ben Crouch taking home the win here at Chicagoland.
Really though? No he won't! Kuklon! What's up everyone, it's your boy that's Racing 97 again, you can stay from here. And welcome everyone to Road America, as we get set for a great weekend of action for the second and final road course on the season for both Power Truck Series and Rebel Cup Series. This weekend we start the round of 8 for the trucks and we end the round of 12 for the Cup. But first we have to get through the part-time qualifying race for race number 13 on the season. And for the Power Truck Series, Daniel Royals is on the pole, and Rio Green here for the part-time qualifying race at Road America. Royals leads it up to this point as someone went off the track, and there might have been some carnage off for turn number 2 as this pack has been separated severely. And yes, there's some damage to Club McKee and some other drivers as well. Every accident that happens all weekend long will be reviewed at the end of the video, so that's going to be something that we're gonna have to take a look at the end of this race. But it's only 4 laps, very short race for these qualifying races, and for the truck race it's 12 laps, and for the Cup race it's 16. 4 mile long road course, so it's gonna be very interesting in what we'll see here over the next 2 days. A very tough road course as well. But so far so good for the most part, besides that turn 2 incident. But no one's out from it. Top 6 will make it as normal. Right now, Royals out front after starting on the pole. Second is number 32 of Landon Smith Jr. Third is Alexi. Almost gets turned by Nottingham Scott, who's in 4th. 5th is the 42 of Casey Nanico. And right at the top 6 is Bobby Frazier, who, if I remember right, stole a win from the full-timers at Talladega last time out. So he's trying to make it into the show 2 weeks in a row, and possibly win 2 races in a row as a part-timer. Lap 2 of 4 fairly short races here this weekend. But Lance Smith Jr. trying to chase down the 87 of Daniel Royals. The top 6 will make it, but so far single file here at Road America. Lance Smith runs wide in turn 2. And that's going to allow Nottingham Scott to catch up and possibly take second away, as we have all kinds of battles here for 4th through 6th. And there goes Nottingham Scott, sending it into the turn, and he's going to try to take second away from Landon Smith Jr. But Smith has the one, and he has the line, and he's going to keep that second place spot. And meanwhile, Brandon Beal trying to get by Alexi for that last transfer spot. But this is going to be a sketchy track, or a sketchy spot on the racetrack, I should say, is the carousel. And sometimes they do go off the racetrack a little bit, and they go into the tire barriers. So that could very well happen to any one of these drivers. And will probably happen multiple times as well. Before he is on cruise control right now, 2 laps in the books. And he has a comfortable lead. Not a massive lead, but a comfortable lead over second place of Landon Smith Jr. Coming to cross the line and start lap number 3, all single file until the last spot on the track between Mark Davidson and the 63 of Quintamora. Side by side going into turn 1 between Scott and Smith Jr. These two keep on going at it for second, but Landon Smith is just gonna let Noggin and Scott go by. He knows that what is on the line. He doesn't want to get taken out by the 21 of Noggin and Scott, but he still wants that second place spot though, as he's gonna send it. And now Frazier has moved up, and last time by Brandon Beal had the last spot, and this would be the transfer position, the transfer battle between Alexi and Brandon Beal and Jarvis Lineback as well. The way it's looking like Foils might just cruise his way to victory in this part-time qualifying race and do the doubleheader. So far so good still, but Formula C is absolutely gone now here right now, that's for sure. Top 6 of Foils: Scott Smith Jr., Bobby Frazier, the 42 of Casey Yanico, and the 14 of Brandon Beal. Coming to the white flag in its part-time qualifying race at Road America. Foils with a massive gap over second and over Noggin Scott in that number 21 for GMS Racing. Over a second gap is the margin between himself and Noggin Scott. Scott in second, Smith and Smith Jr. in third, Frazier in fourth. The 42 of Nanico and the 28 of Alexi now has that final spot, but now Nanico made the mistake and went wide in turn 2, and she might be in a bad spot. Well, oh boy, but Brandon Beal might just make it 3 wide. Nobody thought about it, but he decided not to. This is ultimately the battle for 5th and 6th on the racetrack. Two of these trucks will make in right now. Both Nanico and Alexi will be in. But they're still battling so hard. If one of these two makes a mistake, Brandon Beal could get a spot into the top 6. But Nanico does not like being in P6. He wants to be P5 and have a little bit of a cushion. Brandon Beal trying all he can to catch up to these two in case something happens, but I don't think anything bad will happen for this for these final 2 spots. I know Alexi went wide a little bit in that in that last turn. Nanico gets by. Who will get the 6th and final transfer spot? Will it be Alexi or Beal? Beal gets a good one off of the final turn. But they're gonna be side by side at the line. Who's gonna get the 6th and final transfer spot? It's gonna be Alex by half a truck length. We'll get the 6th and final transfer spot and he will join Nanago, Frazier, Smith Jr., Scott, and Foils and they will make it into the Matt Tools 385 or 185K here at World America. What a finish for that sixth and final transfer spot, side by side between Beal and Laxey, and Laxey barely gets it at the line. And apparently something did happen to Clint McKee as he is out of the race. So let's go ahead and see what happened to Clint McKee. Here at World America in this part-time qualifying race. We go. Clint McKee actually got involved in two separate accidents. This is what happened on lap number 1. They were going double file, but then Nanago decided to go up the racetrack and try the top side, and that allowed Clint McKee and Brandon Beal to get into the bottom, or get to the inside of the 42, and Beal went down the racetrack and into Clint McKee, and then nowhere to go for Delotto, who got a piece of it. Nowhere to go for Logan Williams, Mark Davison, Jacob Thibodeau as well. He was able to eventually save it by doing a couple of 360s. The one thing that I am impressed with is that with Brandon Beal, he was involved in that and still almost made it into the main. So that was pretty impressive, but he didn't. That was the first incident for Clint McKee, but that was not the only one, because he ended up crashing again on the final lap. I was wrong. This happened on lap 3. There was another incident that happened on lap 4. This is one of the trouble spots right here. And Quintamore just got into Clint McKee's corner panel and just sent him around, and he had nowhere to go but into the tie barrier. Big shot into the tie barrier. And just a bad qualifying race for Clint McKee. Gets involved in 2 crashes, and he ends up having a destroyed racetrack here at World America. Going along with the number 1 of Clint McKee. And then, on the very last lap of the race, the same thing happened. Oliveira came down, Thibodeau came up, and then into the tie barrier, a huge shot. Oliveira up and over, and I don't know what that was. Thibodeau off the ground, and Mark Davison got involved as well. But a massive crash. I don't even know what to call that, but for Angel Oliveira not making it into the show. All 3 of those trucks were deep in the field anyway, but man, massive impacts into the tire barrier. Right in that same spot for the back-to-back laps and for the final 2 laps of the race. Wow. Going along with the 04 of Jacob Thibodeau. And there you have it, a very wild part-time qualifying race, and if that's what we're going to see in the part-time qualifying race, then what are we going to see when we add 8 more laps, have it be a 12-lap race, and have the round of 8 started, and potentially the final 4 hopes in the deep hole here at World America. We just have to wait and see until later on today for the Matt Code Tools 185K. I will see you guys then to kick off the round of 8 for Season 3 of the Powerade Truck Series. Bye!